Now at 10, a contract controversy. A San Antonio event planning company was awarded $39 million from the federal government to distribute food to families in need during this pandemic. But one local leader says the company has no experience and hasn't given out a single box of food so far. Eyewitness News reporter Henry Ramos is digging into the claims of wasted taxpayer money.
It is just amazing that you could award a contract to someone like this and then see no delivery.
U.S. Congressman Lloyd Doggett says San Antonio families cannot eat on IOUs. He is furious about $39 million given to San Antonio company Create-A-Date by the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
If it weren't so serious and such a waste of taxpayer money at a time of such great hunger and need out there, I'd want to turn it over to the comedy shows.
Congressman Doggett is demanding answers on why Create-A-Date was selected to distribute food from agricultural producers to families in need. He says the event planning company has no relevant experience in food distribution.
There were food distributors locally, other locally owned, minority-owned businesses in San Antonio who have experience doing this job. For some unfathomable reason, the bureaucracy chose someone who was a wedding planner who'd never done this, and now in operation, 750,000 boxes to be delivered by the end of June. They've not delivered a single box.
Recent investigative stories by the San Antonio Express News caught Congressman Doggett's attention. One Express News report uncovered what it called, quote, dubious claims made by the owner about credentials. In return, Congressman Doggett sent this letter to the USDA demanding they terminate the contract. Since Friday, KENS 5 has reached out to the company for a response. Create-A-Date is talking through social media. On Wednesday, its food distribution program called Create-A-Meal made a post saying their target is to distribute more than 18 million pounds of food within the next 30 days to food banks and nonprofits. Doggett wants the money to go to the San Antonio Food Bank, and he's not the only one looking into this. Fellow Democrat Congressman Joaquin Castro also calling in an investigation from the USDA. Now, a USDA spokesperson told me that they do review the contracts and the performances and that they could continue or terminate the contract for convenience. But as of yesterday, they've only terminated one contract under this program, and that was with a company in California. Henry Ramos, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.